Now, I'm going to ask you, like I asked Ziggy the comedian.
Yeah.
Now, this is a real question, and then you could take over and, you can ask questions on. But this leads right in, because I was just talking about the Lyft driver, right? I took a Lyft.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel? I know I'm not going to be politically correct anymore. I'm not. I'm going to start calling stuff what it is. How do you feel about telling fat people that they're too fat? Now, wait. Before you answer that, let me tell you. My Lyft driver was fat as all of outside. It's not funny. See, you're thinking it's the normal fat. Like, oh, well, yeah, he's kind of fat. That's what you're thinking. But let me tell you, my Lyft driver had his seat. There's two things you can normally do to an average seat in the car, right? You can push it all the way back, right?
Right.
Usually it's under the seat. You lift the thing and it slides all the way back. Or if you have the electronic, you can slide it all the way back and it goes all the way back, right?
Yep.
So that's one thing. I'm talking about the regular average car, not the fancy ones. You can slide it back the way I just said, and then you can also tilt it, right?
Right.
You can tilt it from forward and you can lean back. Like, lean back all the way back, right?
Right.
Okay. So, my Lyft driver used both of those options.
Oh.
He pushed his seat. His seat was all the way back. How do I know it was all the way back? Because I pushed my seat all the way back and ours was lined up parallel, right? So his seat was all the way back, slid back, and then the second option was the tilt, right? So then it was tilted all the way leaning down, right? You with me?
Yep.
Okay. Now, let's talk about his stomach. And this is not to be funny. This is real. I'm not being funny at all. I need to know what your opinion is of this. So, his stomach was half of the bottom half of the steering wheel, his stomach was on.
Oh.
He couldn't lift his hand on the top of the steering wheel. Sometimes you could drive with your hand on top of the steering wheel.
Right.
And sometimes you can drive with it on the bottom or the side, right? He had to drive with it on the bottom, but he just used like his finger. He didn't use his hand, he used his finger. And when the steering wheel turned, it was rubbing on his stomach, and you can hear the steering wheel, it's rubbing, it's rubbing, in a circular motion, because he has to turn, right? So it's rubbing on his stomach while he's using his hand at the bottom of the steering wheel to turn it. But as it's turning both ways, because you turn it one way, that's the sound, and then it goes back to its normal form, that's another sound. I felt uncomfortable sitting next to him. I felt like I did him a disservice by not bringing his weight to his attention. My question for you is, and I felt bad for it, and I still feel bad about it, because I'm unsure if I did a good job or not. My question for you is, how do you feel? Two questions. One, would you have said something about his weight? And two, I don't know the second question. Would you have said something about his weight?
Well, to answer the first question, no, I wouldn't. For starters, to me, I would just assume that it's pretty obvious that he knows that he's obese.
So, again, with okay. When do you just said a health term. See, now you want to get medical on me. And that's fine. I don't play that game anymore because some people don't even know what obesity is. But since you want to play the medical term game, you want to be a doctor, Dr. Holloway. So here's
Actually,
the
I
deal.
say obese. To me, obese is extremely fat.
Okay,
To me,
that's fine.
like from the sound of it, fat doesn't really do like as much of a surface as obese does.
Okay, so you say Professor Clump was obese then?
Right.
You don't say he was fat.
Right. Fat would be too small, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay, so let's roll with that. Okay, so you're such an asshole. You're such an asshole. It's so funny that you don't even realize it, but that's fine. Now, let's keep you there, though. So, obese, right? How long, you're not a doctor, you didn't even see the guy. For all hell, I could be lying about this whole story, which I'm not, but I could be. But let's say everything I said was true about this guy, my Lyft driver.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think he will live if he doesn't change something?
Oh, damn.
No, this is real. This is real. Obesity kills.
Yeah.
So how long do you think that this guy has left to live?
Well, without knowing the proper facts about, the lifespan of obesity, I'm just going to guess maybe 3 months.
Okay, good. So this guy has 3 months to live, and I didn't say anything to him, which I feel bad about. But you also said you wouldn't say nothing because of the obvious. The reason why I didn't say nothing is not because it's the obvious. I didn't say something because I felt bad. I was scared, basically.
Hmm.
So you're the second person. I asked Zig that today, and he said he wouldn't say anything either.
Hmm.
But you wouldn't say anything.
Right.
Should we not? I mean, is that, if you were, so here's the question. If you were him, you wouldn't want me to tell you, even if you already knew? As a stranger, you wouldn't want a stranger to remind you of that?
No.
Wow. Hmm. See, I think I like when people tell me, certain things like that. Like, if I'm about to die, like, I'm sure every drug dealer they might not appreciate it. The smart ones would. Like, yo, the cops are soon to get on your ass, or you keep getting robbed. Like, they keep, like, I don't know. I think I would like to know if I was that guy. I would like a stranger to tell me, like, yo, you're kind of big, yo. Like, the only thing I thought of, he was so big that that's the only thing I could talk about, like, think about.
Hmm.
But I couldn't even read a book around this dude.
Wow.
I didn't think about the meeting and what I'm going to say. I didn't think about none of that shit. The only thing I was thinking about was his weight. That's how big he was. I ain't lying. Like, the dude's half of the steering wheel was his stomach. And all you can hear is, that's how the left turn sound, and the left turn is that. And it was all in his stomach, his shirt.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's more than that's more than one sandwich too much.
Wow.
That's like, yo, who knows what he's eating? You know how his shit, the way he moves his bowels, he might have animals coming out his shit. Like,
Oh,
damn. like a freaking rotisserie coming out of his shit. Like, he probably don't even wipe his ass. He probably just takes whatever out and puts it in the oven, like, and bakes that shit. A fucking calf coming out his ass. All I'm thinking about is how long does this dude have to live? And I'm not, you know I'm a good person. I'm not being funny at all. It might come across that way, but I'm not being funny at all. I'm being dead ass serious.
Hey, Mom! I'm on TV!